I am the CEO of F&N. We have subsidiaries in the food and beverage distribution business. Distribution of dairy and soft drinks products across Malaysia and Thailand. We have about 3,000 employees, and I would say close to half are in the distribution in the field. They are the sales people, they are the marketing people, and they are on the move all the time.
My role is the Chief Operating Officer of the Dairies Division of F&N Holdings. We are in a fast-moving consumer goods company. Everything around fast consumer goods is about IT, in terms of using IT as a collaboration tool.
I'm June Ng. I'm the Group IT Manager in F&N Holdings. Every 5 years, we had to refresh our infrastructure from the hardware perspective. It required additional investment and approval process.
Our email basis was on the Lotus, okay? It was good when I'm in the factory, but one of the problems we face is that once we travel outside, we have problem logging in because there's a fair bit of firewall outside.
One of the things we could not do is trying to use Lotus to adapt to many of the mobile solutions that we intend to do.
We have to deal with upgrades. So every few years we worry about upgrades. Now Google, we don't have to think about upgrading. Somebody is doing the work for us.
It was about time for us to do a refresh and to look at alternatives in the market. Cloud computing, Google Apps was the answer for us. So that problem was resolved overnight.
I must say that the journey to Google is very short. It's not too difficult as well, so it makes it very useful.
It's been actually a very exciting journey for us. Google Apps is probably one of the best IT investments we've made. We found that people were already Gmail users, some 80-90% of our user population. Today we have 25 gigabytes of storage for the users, so that's about 83 times more than what they had before.
I tend to see mobile computing as pushing the field, pushing things to the limit. Always want to ensure that the inventories in the marketplace are either refreshed or kept up to date. You got to make sure information reach the users very fast. Our employees can bring along their favorite mobile devices hooked up to us, to our systems, and they can use it.
Because my work involved quite a fair bit of mobility, IT to me is a tool to facilitate my communications. It actually allows me better control of my own time. In early days, we used a lot of shared document using FTP, and I cannot communicate with my counterparts in Thailand or Singapore because they write on a different system. So using Google's, I can do sharing easily, I can control access, and people can control access to me as well.
It certainly helps when you're sharing documents, and especially if you are operating in bigger territories like Malaysia,
where multiple users from multiple locations can be doing updates on these spreadsheets. Integrity is maintained. Exciting thing is you can actually see people updating on a real-time basis.
I think with Google Docs, it allows some of these documents to be standardized on a page and allow multiple users to access it and modify whatever they want, so they have only one single view on it.
Trying to book people's time for meetings have been such an unproductive challenge. And overnight with Google Calendar, it's just fully automated and synchronized with our mobile devices. Productivity is fantastic.
I think some of my project guys has created Google Sites and using that as a platform to tell the world what's happening within their project sphere.
Google is SAS 70 Type 2 information security compliant. Probably a compliance that we internally will never be able to achieve. It's not stored on a single machine, it's stored across multiple machines. It sounded good and it sounded right, and we felt comfortable.
IT must be with the user and the field. Better sales, better customer support for our customers in the field, in the marketplace, being more competitive, better business intelligence. There's no question about that. If we don't embrace, we could be left behind.
We are very enthusiastic that we have made the right decision here, and without hesitation, we would like to share our success with others. The benefits we have achieved, they are not hype, they are real.